Hey, everybody, welcome back to this episode of Think Business Live. Looking forward to continuing the Power Hour University of Michigan Club filled with entrepreneurs. Bennett Daneshrad, it's great to connect with you. A sophomore at University of Michigan, has a business partner, and a second business partner is in high school. So think community, listen up. Because right before we went on, Bennett told me that his partner in high school is one of the smartest people he's ever met. So our competition are not just what we see, but those that are in college and those that are also in high school, changing the world as we know it. Bennett is the co-founder at Society. It's a blockchain-powered, interconnected digital society connecting communities through simplified verification, efficient networking, and communal financial endeavors. Describe what that is on a kindergarten level, Bennett.
Got it. It's a digital platform where you can come with your community. You all get digital IDs. You can all place your pretty much information about you, and it retains all that information for everyone in your group. But the actual society or community you're a part of is a legal business LLC, which you retain ownership in and control over, that allows you to partake in communal financial endeavors with your community that aren't possible, such as venture capital, startup investing, real estate investing into actual real estate investment firms, hedge funds, really anything that you can think of that has notoriously been exclusively provided to accredited investors. I guess that's not a kindergarten level explanation.
Right,
but
right. Just rewind it again to a kindergarten. So that was 5th grade. Let's go 2nd grade.
It is a space where you and your friends can come together and connect and collaborate through super cool financial opportunities that you and your friends all like.
And where are people doing this?
They do it on our platform, so they can come on and create their own community. And once they have that community, we pretty much guide them into the process of funding that community and then investing in whichever kind of opportunities they want, if they need our, legal help. Otherwise, they can invest in any on-chain asset on the blockchain.
All right. So they come onto your platform, mm-hmm. and then they form, and you help them form a community.
Yeah, and these communities they form are legal limited liability companies in the state of Wyoming, and their digital ID or verification that they can distribute to members act as actual ownership within that community itself.
Got it. And within the community, there are people who are starting a business, getting ideas from people, customers. Like define kind of who's in this community, the tentacles of the community.
Yeah, well, it can actually be really broad. Like an actual venture or hedge fund can use this to simplify their operation and funding processes, but it also could stem down to something like a student organization. For example, the real estate investment group here at Michigan, they don't actually go out and invest in any real estate properties. It's not possible. The financial implications of actually, hiring a lawyer to make those processes possible for a big group is extremely expensive and complex. What the actual members of this real estate fund could do is create a community, all get these IDs that act as their ownership, and they can easily fund what would, traditionally be a very complicated LLC formation that they can then use to all invest together and have immutable and verifiable ownership over the investment.
Yeah. And so I just want, because I think where people have a hard time kind of grasping it is, why can't they just go sit in a room, all have a document, just kind of bridge that a little bit. Why not that way and why this way?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, and it really all stems down to smart contracts. Smart contracts are digital pieces of paper that are pretty much just magic. Historically in society, I think we've been using the same form of ownership, especially for financial assets, since Mesopotamia, like 4,000 years ago. It's physical contracts where you need an intermediary to not only make it, but also to confirm that this is exactly what's happening and this is what's going to happen until this contract is nullified or it ends. What smart contracts allow you to do is take all this complex information that you normally have to pay someone, in the case of a venture firm, $150,000 to create, This is all placed on your computer with no intermediary verifying or making sure that these things are happening, because it's all done on and within a blockchain and being acted on or verified by smart contracts itself. So
but where does this smart contract come from, right? So if historically an attorney, is going to, charge $150,000, so who's building the smart contracts today?
Who's building the smart contract is really any sort of blockchain developer on a number of the different blockchains, whether it's Ethereum or Binance. They actually will build it. They'll get it what's called audited, which is a outside firm is coming in and saying, all right, this is not only correct, but it can't be infiltrated by scammers or bad actors. And then everything on the blockchain is open sourced. So once you create something, anyone can come take it, build on top of it, or use that exactly, which completely diminishes the cost of retaining.
That's what I wanted to get to. It's the open source element of things. So you have someone in community creating this, it's then on open source. And so, it's an open source, again, just to dive a little bit deeper, Bennett, is they create this and then they say, okay, everybody, just to put it in different terms, it's in Dropbox. Everybody can use it now.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's you may have
grade level.
Correct. So you may have, 500 people using the same kind of foundation smart contract because it was done and audited by, whomever, and then put into the shared world.
Exactly. And it's very similar to the idea of, if you sign up for a traditional LLC, they'll give you like a very standard operational agreement that allows you to create that LLC. But that doesn't really allow you to go into many very complex financial endeavors. And the ones that actually make real generational wealth, that 13% of the entire world, or not world, but 13% of the accredited investors in the US population get access to, you need a ton of money to actually pay the lawyers to draft up an operating agreement and an LLC structure that allows you to go out and do that.
Right. So now let's keep on going for a minute. So now somebody's listening to this right now and says, oh, that makes sense. I don't want to spend $150,000, but now I'm going to ask you, I want a kindergarten response, but how do I get, if I want to go see my attorney, I go to his office, I open up the door, I say hello, I have a cup of coffee with him or her. And so now where do I go to get into the blockchain, right? Like the metaverse of the blockchain, to then, access this documents where is it?
So it's not up, and you couldn't go to this now if someone is watching this, but you would go to the website society.io or onesociety.io. From there, you would be able to actually go into, if you have a digital community, go into that, and whether you want to look at your balance, the number of members, who the members are, or actually interact with each other through posting ideas and voting on them. The more you use and interact with your community and use the digital wallet that's a part of your community, the larger percent or access you'll get to the first actual venture firm or venture fund that we'd be creating in the community. That's not a simplified version either.
Well,
no,
it's pretty simplified. So, but if they go to your site, right? I just want to make it really. I just want to kind of keep on simplifying. They go to your site. Do they have to ask for permission to get into a group? Do they have to get cleared to get into the group? Can they just join any group? Like take me to
that makes sense. So we're exclusive in the sense that we won't let any community just come in and make their own platform. I'll preface that by saying no individual could just come onto our site and get access to it. Either if you're, I guess, the president, you could come on, you could apply, and if you're accepted, then you as the president and your other members can then distribute the IDs to each other, create your platform together with us, and that's how you get on. But let's say there's 10 different communities. An individual can't just come on and say, can I be a part of this community? They have to go and do a separate application process for that community and get accepted there. Then that individual community would distribute their ID to that person, and then they have access. We're very big on not being completely decentralized, but giving a lot of power and pretty much all access in terms of the governance and ownership over the communities to the community itself.
Yeah.
Less of building an actual company and more building a platform in society that is interconnected and self-sufficient, but ultimately all supporting each other together.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So thank you for that. I think we kind of took people down a journey that they can, if you don't understand it, I think we tried to simplify it as best we could in community. So Bennett, let's talk about you and your business partners building, having this idea and then building this idea. And so what was it that got the three of you collaborating together? And where did the idea, where did the idea start?
It's actually really fun. This is honestly the first time I've pitched it to someone successfully, and you did a great job of kind of walking through the process. But it's really funny. It started a year ago. I've only really been in the blockchain space and researching it for about a year. But I'm a part of a fraternity at Michigan, and when I started to get into kind of this crypto boom NFT cycle, all my friends came up to me asking, how do I do this? How can I learn about it? X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, there's no way for me to tell you. I kind of just went out and did it. And that's where I kind of learned that just experience of going out and do something is really the best way to learn it. It's why I love entrepreneurship. But when I realized that, and I learned about DAOs, which is pretty much the digital community that we were talking about with society, I was like, oh, wow, all my friends, we can come together, pool money and invest it in crypto. Like, this is awesome. I can't believe they don't have this for stocks, which a couple actual companies have now created. But that's where the idea stemmed, just creating this digital community or DAO for Greek life. But I didn't know, excuse my French, crap or just anything about blockchain then. I didn't understand the values and the benefits of it. And I was kind of just creating this half-ass idea for me and my friends. And then as I started to learn more, I was like, wow, this has so much more value than I'm realizing. And one, why would I just give this to Greek life chapters? And two, this can be much bigger than just investing in crypto, which I believe is very, very speculative and completely different than blockchain technology itself.
It's cool. It's great. Thanks for that. And so you have two business partners. You have somebody I think goes to Michigan, and then also somebody's in high school.
Yeah.
And so, think community. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, whether they're in high school or whether they are in college. So how do you divvy up responsibilities?
Mm-hmm. Well, just to start, sorry, I didn't give really a background on how I met them. The one who goes to the University of Michigan, his name is Braden. He was my really close friend. I kind of was pitching him the project, and he was like, wow, I love this. We started working on it together. Obviously didn't have any technical background, so we needed someone to create it. And he's like, my little brother's kind of into blockchain. Like, I should introduce you. Yeah, I go on a Zoom with his little brother, and this kid is just unbelievable. His name is Cooper Weissman. They actually started a business together. It's called Dynamic Purchasing Solutions. But anyways, aside from that, we divvy up pretty much responsibilities in terms of Cooper's entirely technical, building the product. I think he's 16 or 17 now. He's working on that with his mentor, who has his own blockchain company that we've partnered with. And then Braden is mainly operations with me. And then I do all the sales, marketing. I'm writing the white paper for it right now, around like 37 pages into that, which is
nice.
Pretty brutal, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds like you should use ChatGPT to help you.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Bennett, let's go into a quick speed round. If you could teach any college class, what would it be?
The art of love and loving what you do.
Okay, good. I love it. I love that. Best piece of wisdom you've ever received?
From Maury in the book Tuesdays with Maury. Living is Giving.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite books.
Best book ever.
It's one of my favorite books. I mostly read kind of business, psychology type books, but that book is outstanding. Yeah.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God. I love that book. I think I probably read that book when I was your age, probably. I mean, it's amazing. What's another one of your favorite books?
Oh gosh. 0 to 1 is great. I really like that.
Did your club read that book? Because you're like the third or fourth person that's talked about that book.
No, that's really funny. Actually, I got recommended to me from someone in the club, so probably. Yeah. But How to Win at Friends and Influence People is probably my favorite. Like 1A to 1B with Tuesdays with Morrie. Yeah. That book is unbelievable from just a personable and business perspective on how to live your life.
Yeah, it should be a mandatory college class. That book. It should be
literally. Yeah, and high schoolers should be reading it. I mean, it's just it's crazy. I'm reading like Macbeth and like Lord of the Flies in high school, learning about it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, tell people, Bennett, how they can connect with you, learn more about your business, where they can go.
I think you have maybe my email. I can put my phone number down too. I'm on Twitter. It's Bennett's Ideas. The I in ideas is a 1. I don't really have any other social media aside from LinkedIn, but text me, DM me whenever. I'm always down to talk really about anything. It doesn't have to be about blockchain. Could be about Tuesdays with Morrie. Just excited to connect with people and give to the world what I've been fortunate enough to have.
That's great. And your website again is
society.io. We should have a landing page by like the end of February.
Yeah. All right, cool. Think community, you know, I'm a business coach and I work with people who are successful and stuck. I get them unstuck. I work with clients all over the world, from solopreneurs to Fortune 100 companies. And I do this podcast because I'm able to have guests on that, well, one, I learn a ton, but two, they can help you continue to get unstuck, which is part of my mission. And you shared a lot, Bennett, which I appreciate. And everything you're doing is incredibly impressive. And I'm saying the same things you have said to everybody in your club. I can't wait to, just follow your career and continually learn from all of you. But you said a lot of great things, help people get unstuck. But one thing in particular is you got to love what you do. And it's really, really important. And sometimes, even if you don't love what you do, kind of create a path to get yourself there at some point. It doesn't always have to happen overnight. Bennett, thanks again. You guys know how to get a hold of Bennett. If you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me at jondwoskin.com. Bennett, thanks again. This was great. Really impressive what you built. Thanks for the kind of tutorial. And Think community, thank you, Bennett. This was great. Thanks, man.
Thank you, John. Amazing to meet you. Awesome opportunity.
You too. Thanks.